once you understand, accept, and are willing to train yourself, expose yourself to fear, and then be able to live with courage in your life to utilize fear as that motivational tool in that war against pain, right? That you can use it to propel you forward. But before you do that, what do we have to do next is you have to really get your self-confidence dialed in, right? Most people believe that self-confidence is an innate thing. And I completely disagree with that in every facet. Like, I have so many adults that come up to me and if I give this talk or whatever, and they'll be like, hey, Rudd, I really wish that my 16-year-old son was there to hear you, hear this story. And I'd be like, well, how about you? How did it do for you? And then, they kind of look around, make sure nobody's around, and like, yeah, man, I needed that. I was getting my butt kicked at work recently. My self-confidence was shattered. I lost a couple big clients. I'm not sure what to do. The technology's advancing faster than I can keep up with. I don't know how to market to younger people. Like, man, I'm struggling. Self-confidence is under attack by that negative insurgency. So here's the deal. Here's the truth. Self-confidence is not absolute, nor will it ever be. In fact, it's one of the things that embodies us as human beings that is the most fragile. Think about the last time in your life that you were betrayed, right? What did that do to your self-confidence? And I'm willing to bet it shattered you into a million pieces, as it has for me in many occasions. And that's just how we are, right? We get knocked down every single day. But the problem is most people don't have a dedicated set of tools or a system or a process or a formula that gets us back together, or even a group of people, man, like a tribe that you can lean on to help rebuild you. And that's a powerful, powerful, powerful thing, right? That you can begin to rebuild yourself in a form with a formula process that works, right? And the other thing of that is that if you aren't sure what to do, you can simply pick one aspect of that four foundational or that triad, right? If you want to look at it this, right? That directional thing, right? Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, right? And the greater emotional comprehension that you have or emotional intelligence, that led yourself to be a truly definitive warrior for God, right? To put that armor of love of God around you, man. If you can walk through life with the armor of God on, man, you can tackle any challenge, no matter how big or how small. And so when you think about the truth of forging that self-confidence on that anvil, right, it is forging yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. Like I just had a person reach out to me just the other day, going through some heaviness. I said, first and foremost, what I want you to do is just start PTing every day. I don't care what you do. Wake up and just go walk 4 miles. I don't care. Don't just do that. And what'll happen after a week or 2 or 3 weeks, his body will react to it. He'll start to feel that strength throughout the day. It'll lift up his mood, the endorphins, all the other physiological stuff, plus the mental focus that he was able to get up every day in the face of the insurgency and beat it back a little bit by simply walking, right? That's how basic this is, right? Because ultimately, there are two types of people. There are people as it relates to specific skill sets and your performance or what you want to achieve, your ambition, the dream, is people who are willing to go get trained on something and those who don't want to receive training. Because if you don't have training or you don't engage in training, you're just winging it. And yeah, there are some people that have the aptitude who can figure that stuff out. But most of us, we need dedicated and focused training to be able to do this, right? And the other component is that, and the last truth within that idea is you got to love to train and you've got to train to fail. So you have to love to fail. Now, again, this is a very difficult thing. I get in front of 300 people and I'll ask the question. I'll be like, who loves to fail in the room? And inevitably there might be one person because they're all alpha people and they all want to be successful business people, whatever. And this the one person and I'll be like, all right, where did you learn that? And many times it'll be somebody that grew up and their dad was a a Marine drill instructor, or their father was a police officer, or their mother was a teacher, and taught them this invaluable skill. Because what happens when failure emerges to our what happens to our self-confidence when we fail? It's challenged. And what's your option? You can either be humble and have that humility inspire you, right? Create that motivation to embrace that fear of like, man, I don't know. I'm not what I thought I was the moment before, right? Now, all of a sudden, you really don't know what you are or what you thought you were. And then what do? Well, you utilize that failure to go find the training to rectify that gap in your knowledge base, in your physicality, whatever it might be. And that pushes you forward. And by doing that, re-engaging, self-confidence climbs. It's that simple. It really is that simple. I'm telling you.
David Rutherford, my best friend. Welcome to the show.
Sean, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
What's up, team? I recently had the incredible honor of joining my best friend, Sean Ryan, on his show. And as a token of my appreciation for him and his audience, I want to do something special for you. For 30 years, I've been helping individuals and teams to discover how to utilize pain and suffering to propel their performance. From the World Series champions, the Boston Red Sox, to elite operators, top entrepreneurs, and business owners. I want to offer the first 3 foundational Frog Logic courses that I've been developing for the past decade. Embrace Fear, Forging Self-Confidence, and Team Life. These courses come straight from the painful stories and lessons learned I talked about on Sean's podcast. And they also emerged from the thousands of people I've instructed. Normally, these courses are $200 each, but until September 15th, you can get all 3 for just $200. That's 3 courses for the price of 1. And if you sign up by Friday, August 22nd, you'll also get an invite to a live group chat Q&A with me, where I'll answer your questions and help you get back to forging your life the way you were meant to live. Please go to davidrutherford.com or click the link in the description to get the bundle. Thank you very much. Hoo-yah and Godspeed.